Hi everyone, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. It's me, it's Vince, hello. It's episode 206, coming at your ass live. And I'm also here with...
It's me, Kyle.
Him. Hello, him, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, how are you?
I'm swell. I just got back from another trip, as you know, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see each other, which was nice. I got to fly home and surprise my brother, surprise my whole family, really. Kyle met the love of his life, the survey woman.
Oh my god. Alex told me that somebody showed up to him too.
No, was it the same survey woman?
No, it was a man, and Alex is standing on the porch. He's like, "Listen, get away from me," basically.
It's a very Alex thing to say. No, it was nice. I got to see Papa. We got to sit on a porch together like old men. I went out and did some... Kyle, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but there was this girl, right? I know, already a rough start, but there was this girl that was on my bus for the longest time, right? I had a crush on this girl when I was like in 3rd grade, maybe even younger, because I always had like the same bus. And she was like 4 years older than me, right? And she always wore this green hoodie. And I didn't like... I don't know. I was a little baby boy. Like, I was like 9. This is probably the first girl I ever had a crush on. I was like 9. And she was just nice to me. And I never knew her name. Like, ever knew her name. She was just the girl on my bus who was nice to me. That's it. That's all I knew about her. And a few years ago, you and I have had this mutual friend who we were sitting around a bonfire together. And we were talking about, like, girls that we liked when we were younger. And this girl came up. And this dude tells me, and I'm, like, describing this girl. I'm like, she had black hair. She was short. She was just sweet. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. And they're like, what's her name? I'm like, I don't know. And I describe it. I was like, does anybody know? And somebody looks at me. I'm going to censor this, Kyle. Don't worry. But they're like, right?
I don't know that last name.
I don't think that person exists. So I am just under the impression that this girl, Sam, I'll just say Sam. I'll censor the last name, but I won't for context. This girl, Sam, is out there, and I can't stop. Like, every few months, this person will pop up. And it's not like I'm like, I want to have this woman. I'm not.
You said like 3 years?
She was 3. Hold on. That's not her real name. Don't worry. Don't look her up. Yeah,
but like 3 years.
What year did you graduate? 13? 13. Okay, so when I go back, I hit up my homeboy. I don't think you know him. He graduated with me because I graduated 2015. And I'm like, yo, I'm home. Let's do something. I'm going to be home for a couple days. I was home for like 6. Let's go out. Let's have a good time, right? Kyle, you know I don't drink, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know that. You know I don't drink. Alcohol and me don't jive. But, hold on. We go. And it's me and a bunch of other kids that I went to school with. And it was like this weird... We kept joking and saying, oh, it's a weird mini reunion. We've been out of high school for like 7 years. Here's the weird mini reunion for all of us. So we go from one bar to the other bar to the other bar, right? Mm-hmm. And we wind up at this 3rd bar. And I walk in and I see another girl that I graduated with. I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? And she's like, what are you doing here? And we start talking. Kyle, alcohol is a drug. And it's wild because I've never spoken 3 words to this girl before. Ever. And she was like, this girl that I graduated with, right? We became friends instantly. Where, like, there was a point, she's another Italian, there was a point where she was, like, playing darts. And I was like, yo, you playing darts? She's like, we're just throwing the darts around. It's like her and her boyfriend. She's like, we're just throwing darts around. We're going to leave in a minute. I'm like, I looked at her, like, from across the bar. I'm like, you fucking Italians? So, like, at this point, I've had a couple, as they say in the streets. And, like, across the way, I see this girl, Kyle, the girl who was really nice to me when I was like 9, right?
Right.
And I'm like standing next to my buddy Josh, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's that girl. That's her. And he's like, who? What are you talking about? I'm like, she was just really nice to me on the bus. And, like, she was older and would say hello to me in the hallways. And he's like, dude, go over there and say something. You know, like I said, I've had a couple. And I'm like, I don't know. And eventually, I go up to this girl, and I'm like, excuse me, is your name Sam? And she's like, no. Right? So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, what is your name? And she's like, oh, I'll censor it. I'll censor the whole thing. But she's like, oh, I'm shit. I really like this girl. Let me double check what her name is. She's like, no. Oh, she actually goes, no, my name's not Sam. But a lot of people used to confuse me with the other Sam. Remember our friend that dated a girl named Sam?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about?
The you and the farts story came from that, right?
Well, okay, all right. I was just gonna say Sammy FTM, and FTM doesn't mean female to male. It's something completely different. But yeah, that girl. And and she's like, no, I'm not her. I was like, no, I know you're not her. Like, no, I know you're not that Sam. And she's like, oh. I was like, what's your name? And she's like, tell me if you remember this person.
Yes, the name is very familiar.
Okay, all right. So, son, that's a thing that I've noticed too. When I go back home, I call everybody son. I don't know why. And I'm going to do it for like another 2 weeks, and I apologize. But like, I wound up talking to this girl for like
Mr.
an hour and a half. What?
You don't call everybody son. You just like Gatsby calling everybody old sport.
Well, I wound up talking to this girl for like an hour and a half, and my one buddy leaves, and he's like, man, I gotta go. My girl's got me messed, whatever. And like, he's like, I'm like, dude, you can't leave. Like, I'm excited to tell him about like the conversation I've been having. And he's like, bro, I gotta go. He's like, passa's in the pot. The mailman's calling. Grandma is on the floor. I gotta go. I'm like, bro, you're killing me. So, you know, like, everything's going cool. I'm chilling. And I'm like, what's your Instagram? She's like, I don't have Instagram. I'm like, what are you, 90? She's like, stop it. I'm like, all right, whatever. But, like, so I had to, like, open up Facebook. Kyle, I don't open up Facebook. Either way, it was this weird,
I have just
like...
opened up Facebook as well, and I found her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's a cute kid, right?
I do remember her.
She's cute.
I mean, to each their
Watch
own,
your mouth, Really, Kyle. Really, Kyle. She was nice to me, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. She was nice to me. She was nice to me at a formative age. I feel like a little boy again. I was like, I'm talking to this girl. But it was cool. It was cool. I like coming home every now and again. And I lucked out with the weather. Kyle, what's the last movie you went to?
Doctor Strange.
So you haven't seen the new Jurassic Park?
I have not, no.
All right. I think Jurassic Park is really whack. I think the first one's cool, and the rest of them are just kind of eh. I think the idea of it is neat. Dinosaurs are really, really tight. The new one's okay. Just okay. I went to the movies while I was home, and the prices are a little more, but
yeah,
you know, the speaker system is so much better.
I haven't noticed, so I
really?
Couldn't tell you. It all seems the same.
No, there's like dynamic, like I've said this to you before. I don't really care about music in a movie or a game. I don't know why. It just never grabs me. But like, I'm watching this, like, and the way the music was like oriented in like a 3D space was completely different. It was nice. It was honestly like the air conditioning came on periodically and not 30 minutes before the movie ended. The floors aren't as sticky. Like, you know, it's just I'm paying $3 more a ticket, and I can see that. Like I did, dude. I went out. It was me and I took my mom. Fucking make fun of me. I took my mother to the movies because I don't ever, you know, I'm home fucking what, 2 weeks out of the year. So we went, and it was nice for the two of us. It was like under $20. It was like 19. It was 1983, and I only know that because I said that's the year I was born. And my mom looked at me and said, "That is a lie." And I said, "I am aware." So, yeah. And then I think it was like $35 for everything. It's really not that bad to go see a movie. And I got a free refill. If anybody loves popcorn just as much as me, it's my mother. So, it was cool. I got to sit around and eat pizza. There's no good pizza here in Colorado, Kyle. There's none. It doesn't.
Right.
There's one place, and they don't melt their cheese enough, but it's good pizza. So I went home and bought pizza for everybody, and I was like, we're having a gay old time. Bop 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 boopy doo. So, how have you been? What's going on with you? You playing anything fun?
Kinda. Since the new Plus stuff came out, I've been playing some new stuff.
You playing Smash? You playing Sponge Smash?
No, I have not touched that.
Did you download it?
Playing. I do have a download. I've been playing. Blanking on it. Ape Escape.
Oh, the new Kyle. Ooh. PlayStation charged me. I got out of the movies and they were like, "You've been charged $63." I was like, I didn't realize I had it on recurring payment.
Oh.
So, yeah. But how is it? How's the new service?
I know I can't find it. I have to find it, but I know that they're doing a monthly, adding more stuff to it. 1 and 2 are lacking. They definitely took a bunch off of PS3's PS Now selection, which is upsetting. But the amount of PS4, PS5, because there's games on there that I was wanting to buy and just never really came around to buy. That it's
such
they're
as
here. Outer Wilds. Which is
not the Obsidian
not the
game.
Obsidian,
Okay.
the Space Country basically game.
I've heard great things, but I've never played.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite streamers, that's his favorite game. Ape Escape?
Yep. First Ape Escape. I'm looking at it some more, but freaking Assassin's Creed Valhalla's on there, and
oh wow,
the New Guardians is on there, and there's just many newer games that are free.
Neat.
There's also the demos, and there's the New Horizon has a demo. But yeah, it's not bad. I hope they do add more. They took Sly Collection off, which I'm really mad about because I really wanted to play that again. But yeah, I do hope they start adding more, which I think they are monthly adding more to it. But yeah.
Cool.
Not bad.
Cool. No. I'm excited. If you want to play Sponge Smash, I just downloaded it today. I really want to play it. What bothers me is you could play as Jenny, but I'm not paying $5 to play as Jenny.
I gotta figure out how to change controls in that.
Oh?
Because the jump button is triangle.
Oh? It's not up?
It's not up or X.
See, that's like Fallout. Fallout 3 is triangle to jump or Y to jump, so
Yeah, but in fighting games, I always, it's always
it's up. On Smash, it should just be up.
Yeah, but
that's wild.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kyle, you ever do a big goof, a big oopsie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did one the other day.
Oh.
I didn't realize I had a whole extra day back home.
Mm-hmm.
They changed my flight. It was originally 9:45 in the morning that I was supposed to leave Philadelphia and get back to Colorado.
Right.
And I didn't realize that they had changed my flight. So I thought it said to be at the airport for my flight leaving at 8:50. And I get there and I'm like, hey man, this doesn't say that the plane is going to Colorado. It says it's going to Orlando. Am I at the wrong gate? I didn't get an email. Doot-a-doop, bop-a-bop, skip-it-a-cream, bop-it-a-boop. And he looks at my phone. He goes, oh no, your flight doesn't leave until 8:50 tonight in the PM.
Oh.
I'm like, so I'm just here. He's like, do you know anybody in the city? I'm like, no, I don't know a single person. Which was a lie. I do know one guy. He actually picked me up from the airport, but he was working all day. So, like a different story.
Yeah.
So I sat in the Philadelphia airport for like 13 hours.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just doing nothing. Just sitting. And the one lady's like, you can go to the quiet room and take a nap. And I'm like, what's the quiet? What the fuck is a quiet room? So, like, I go to the quiet room, and there's like a sink, but like on the floor. So it was like a shower, but like imagine like a tub, like like the little John that the water comes out of when you sit in the tub.
Yeah.
That, but like maybe like a 2 foot wide by like 3 foot long little spot to like put your feet in, I guess. So like, who's just washing their feet in the quiet zone? And then like the lady's like, go in there and take a nap. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm expecting like cushioned seats, and there's like 2 benches. And I'm like, this is going to be the entire day, isn't it? And then like, I took a skateboard on the plane. I collect skateboards now apparently because I have 2 of them. I don't know.
Apparently.
What?
Apparently you do now.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? One's Marvin Gaye, the other one's Al Green, and I was looking at White Castle skateboards today. There's actually a skateboard I really want to buy. It's a Zoo York board with one of my favorite artists on it. It's like $750, and I'm not paying that. But like, yeah, so like I was afraid they were gonna like try to charge me extra to bring this board on. And if I learned anything, there is a airline in the U.S. called Frontier, and they don't care. They do not care, Kyle. They have zones that you have to like board in certain like groups, I should say. And I was zone 3, and there's 5 zones total, and I just went into zone 1 and walked on. I didn't pay for the carry-on of the skateboard. They didn't say anything.
Huh.
Like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Like, I don't think I've ever put my seatbelt on a Frontier flight, and I've like never been yelled at. And the tickets are dumb cheap.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. Just yeah. So I spent 13 hours in an airport doing nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucked. And then like there was nothing to eat. There was like one place to eat, but they're so expensive, and I didn't want to go. So I was like, let me go look how much Burger King is. Let me tell you how good of a day I'm having if I'm force feeding myself Burger King. Kyle, they're the only place with onion rings, and I had the most sorry excuse for onion rings I've ever had.
Oh boy.
What am I gonna do, dude? What am I gonna do? You know, like what like nothing more has ever made me want to put a gun in my mouth than sorry, soggy, sad onion rings.
Right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm sitting there like calling people, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sitting in this airport. And someone goes, why don't you start writing a book about it? I'm like, how the fuck do you want me to write a book about 13 hours?
Yep.
I'm sitting here looking at fat people.
Writing a book. Still sitting here.
Like, yeah. But I think we should move on to the lore. We do have a hefty segment that we have at the end of the show. We should talk about everything that happened in E3 with PlayStation. Nintendo didn't do a damn thing.
I think they're having one soonish. I'm going to use the bathroom while you do lore, because I got to poop really bad. Oh, God.
Do you want me to leave that in? He didn't say no. He didn't say not to leave that in. So I might just leave that in. He said that. Cool. Before we get to lore, I gotta thank the Patreon. Because of you guys, I can do this. And I can continue to do this. And I hope you're well. And I thank you for your patronage. But we have to move to the lore. But before I do that, I have to thank the Patreon individually. Thank you, starting from the top to the OG Noah. After Noah, we have to thank Danny. Thank you, Danny. After Danny, we have to thank Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. After Marcus, we have to thank TP. Thank you, TP. Hope you guys are well. Again, thank you. But we have to move on to lore. Now, every week I will ask a question. Usually every week I ask a question. I said, hey, gang, what's a Videos James console? Could be any console. And I knew last week was going to kind of be like a quicker episode and whatever. So I just said, somebody pick, and this one's going to go. And it was won by Red Conquer, someone who's been in the original Discord, now the new one. Make sure you join the Discord, especially if you want to hear any sort of a lore piece. And Red picked the Sega Dreamcast. Great console. Never owned one. Always wanted to. Here's a picture of it. I want to play the original Sonic Adventures on there, because it's apparently like the best way to do it, other than the GameCube port, from what I understand. Could be wrong. But Red picked the Dreamcast, which was correct, so Red picked this week's lore. If you'd like to hear any lore, and I mean any lore in particular, just make sure you're in the Discord once a week. I will ask a question, and first person to get the question right gets to pick lore for the week. And this week's lore picked by Red Conquer in the Discord is on Underworld from Fallout 3. Underworld is the inside of the Museum of History in DC, in the mall area, around that area. It was once a specialty exhibit inside of the museum that was to display different cultures' idea of what death was or looked like or could have been. Ghouls live here. It's a small piece of refuge for ghouls throughout the entire wasteland. So, ghouls, as you probably know if you've played 10 minutes of a Fallout game outside of a vault, or outside of a starting area, ghouls are kind of looked down upon. They're not looked at as human, but they kind of are. But there's also the ferals that run around and cause a muck. And this is a place where ghouls can kind of go and be by themselves. They don't mind strangers. Now, there was kind of a discrepancy on the wiki. It said that it was non-canon because it's in the book, but they don't, in the game, they don't mind you. They don't really mind outsiders as long as you mind your business and you're not a bigot. And by the book, I mean the strategy guide. Sorry. And they don't mind the super mutants outside. It's not like stated, but I always kind of imagine that the super mutants and the ghouls kind of have like an alliance where they're like, I don't like you and you don't like me, but we're kind of in this together. But what they're really weary about is that the Brotherhood outpost is not far. There's Brotherhood that patrol around the Washington Monument and a couple other spots around there. And they're not cool with that because they know that the Brotherhood will eviscerate them at any chance given. Now, I wish there was a little more on the museum, and there's really not. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's inside of the museum and who's inside of the museum. Willow is a ghoul who patrols the outside of the museum, and you can see super mutants from across the way. I remember the first time getting there and just kind of being like, oh, this looks like World War I. This is kind of neato. Oh, what's that? Inside, there's a couple of shops. There's Tulip the Ghoul, her general store, the Underworld outfitter, Winthrop, the technician's office. He fixed up Cerberus. I'm going to get a little more into in the notes the terminology and the names of a lot of things in Underworld. I'll probably touch upon it, but just from my own memory, Cerberus is the dog that guards hell. Underworld, bada boom, bada beep. Cerberus is a fixed up Mr. Gutsy, I should probably mention, who guards Underworld. Doc Barrows, his office is there, along with his clinic, which is the Chop Shop, the Ninth Circle, which is ran by Azrakal, where you can find our boy Sharon. Again, Sharon is a reference to the River Styx, I believe. A lot of hell going on. Carol's Place, where you can rent a room and buy provisions. You can also find Moira Brown here if you blow up Megaton, and she'll sell some stuff there, but also you can finish the Wasteland Survival Guide quest from her there. And like I said, that's really it that was there on the wiki. I get all my lore off of fallout.fandom.com. And I'm on the wiki right meow, just gonna get some notes, some funnest of facts. There's a couple quests you can do. You gotta shoot him in the head, Riley's Rangers, the Wasteland Survival Guide, if Megaton is destroyed, hired help, this old house, and the amazing Aquacura, which is a quest line that I genuinely enjoy. If Moira dies on her way to Underworld, her locker, labeled Craterside Supply, might become glitched into the wall outside the doors of the Ninth Circle. The player character will still need her key to open it. If you do not recruit Fawkes as a companion, he'll be outside of the museum's entrance. Like I said, there's also Sharon, who's here, and if Broken Steel has been installed, Griffin will set up his Aquacura presentation after the quests take it back. Griffin is actually a huge inspiration for Ron Goulman's character. Welcome to a Ron Goulman program. I just wanted to make... It's kind of Griffin and this guy that I used to work for and a couple other people. The guy I used to work for because he was just cheap and he talked like this all the time. All the time. He'd go, Vince, are you working hard or hardly working? And I'd look at him and I'd be like, please just pay me on time this time. But that's how he talked. 2 packs of cigarettes a day, 3 cups of coffee to start the day going. Like, that was his voice. A large painting on the second floor of the concourse in the real world Dante and Virgil in Hell can be seen. Also relating to Dante and Virgil, the bar The Ninth Circle is phrased after the travels of Dante and Virgil through the 9 circles of Hell in Inferno, the Divine Comedy, the book that I've always wanted to read and never have. That's just about everything on Underworld. There's some notable loot here. You can get the replicated Man Quest holotape to start here, tulip cell schematics for a railway rifle. There's some sugar bombs here, a bottle cap mine, and Sydney's 10mm Ultra SMG can be given to the player by Sydney if one finds a note from Little Moonbeam's papa. Other than that, that's just about it. That's about everything I have on Underworld. And that, my friends, is lore. So, did you get that tracking number I sent you?
Tracking number?
Yeah.
For what?
For the box.
You found it?
Yeah. I had to put it in a new box. It was just all kind of moist and soggy.
Wait, you opened it?
But it's in a new box. With a mask. I still have a ton of masks laying around.
It's in there though, right?
Yeah, it was secure. Like I didn't try to open it. It was like a canister, a couple canisters.
So you saw the 5 canisters?
Yeah.
All 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember going, there's just enough canisters to count on my fingies.
Right.
I didn't want to have to use 2 hands. I didn't want to have to use 2 hands because I had the skateboard in the other hand and that had the address on it and whatever. So I sent you a tracking number. Did you not get it?
You remember it. I went dark, right? So none of my numbers worked.
Not even your email?
No, I haven't used an email. What's the email called?
Well, I don't want to put you on blast. I want to dox you.
It's
the one that your mistress gave me.
I don't have a mistress.
Kyle.
Bentley had a mistress.
No, you had a mistress. I met her. She's a very nice woman. Don't play this. Don't do this to me. I know Bentley. Bentley had taken up a vow of celibacy. Celibacy?
Celery.
Yeah. Not celery. You don't remember that? Right before Bentley went back, he was like, I'm not having sex anymore. Because you remember there was like that thing in Neo-Vietnam that there was like allegations that some of the soldiers were doing inappropriate stuff with the soldiers, and he was like, look, I don't even, or with, not with the other soldiers, with the people of the villages, and he was like, we were there, we had dinner with him when this happened, and when he had this conversation with us, and he was like, look, I'm a vow of celibacy. He's like a vow of silence. I am not going to be putting fingers or anything else where it doesn't belong until I get back on U.S. soil.
Yeah, but he's not there anymore.
Yes, but I got the email from your mistress is what I'm getting at.
Which I don't have.
You can come out and say it. It's okay.
I think I'm going to show you 2 pictures. One of them is me, and then one of them is Bentley. And you can tell me which one's which.
Do I have to put them on screen?
No.
Are you sending them?
I think you're getting a little bit confused here of who's who.
Is Bentley, okay, fuck me if I'm wrong, but is Bentley not your evil twin stepbrother?
No, he is. He is.
Okay.
He looks like me.
Uh-huh.
And you have encountered him already.
I've encountered... Yeah, I said,
Carl's
we went
Jr.
to dinner. No, Kyle, I don't want to talk about Carl's Jr. I hate Carl's Jr. so much. It's so not good. It's like a 4 out of 10. And even that... The only reason it's a 4 out of 10 is because they have decent french fries and they did the Adult Swim toys. And that's it.
And he wore a hat. And you're like, oh, that's you, Kyle. And I'm like, no, it's not me.
Kyle, I think I've known you long enough that I can tell the two of you apart.
Right.
What happened with Hans?
I don't know where Hans
Have
is.
you heard from Hans? Okay, good. So he's just missing too now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should be getting the box soon.
Yeah, I should be getting the box. Me. The proper
Yes, you.
clone.
You wanted the box. I wrote
yeah.
down the address you gave me on the skateboard and sent it to you.
I never gave you the address.
Oh my god, again with this shit.
The skateboard had
Why
the
are you-
directions to the box. Don't you remember?
You're right. What am I thinking?
You wrote
I'm
the
sorry.
directions to
No.
the box on the skateboard.
And then I emailed. The email that you have, I sent the confirmation code.
What's the
And I sent the
email?
tracking number too.
What's the email called?
I don't want to. I can't say it. I don't want your inbox to be flooded.
Is it the email back? How do we hide that? Here, so you know we.
No. Why? Why would you? Why do you think I would send it to that one? That's obviously Bentley's email. That's his name.
I mean, you don't know how to read, so.
Well, that was rude. I sent it. It was. You want me to say it?
Yeah.
It was. At Gmail. That's the one that you told me was yours.
When did I tell you that?
You told me this a while ago, and I even confirmed it with your mistress. And I didn't say like, "Hey, this is Kyle's email, right?" No, I said, "Excuse me, madam," who I respect, not just because she's a woman, because she's a stand-up lady. And Kyle, let me say, you bagged it. You got a good one. I came over. She was cooking. I was like, "Who's coming over? You cooking?" She's like, just it keeps the mind at ease." And I was like,
You remember that
What are you making?
masquerade party we went to many, many years ago that Bentley hosted? And he played every character
Well, who
that
was
we
the president?
invited.
Was it the current president or the guy before that?
One before that.
Okay.
I remember that you met a nice woman, but it was actually Bentley in disguise because he's a master of disguise.
Kyle,
Yes.
I don't think I would fall for such a devious trick.
I think you have.
I don't think so. I don't think I'd fall for Bentley being a woman.
Why not?
I think that one's pretty obvious.
Why not? Huh? Why not? Huh?
No, because every time
Why not? Huh?
because every time I've seen Bentley, he's got facial hair. Every single time I've seen Bentley, he has facial hair. So you're going to tell me that he shaved that night and then grew a beard back instantly, the exact same way.
What are you saying?
Instantly.
Women can't have beards then?
I'm not having this conversation. I'm not having this conversation on my podcast, okay? I had this conversation while I was home, and it was uncomfortable for everybody, and I'm not doing it again.
The box, the Bentley.
I sent the box to you. Stop fucking putting the blame on me for everything. I'm doing what I'm told. I'm not even part of the Kyle, I'm not even part of the conflict, but I feel bad. President West had almost all of us home. Then he gets assassinated. Rogan's president, and then all of a sudden nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's back overseas. There's rumors that Switzerland's joining. Israel is borderline on their side. What do you want me to do, Kyle?
I need you.
The only people left is Australia. I do not have enough money to run away to Australia.
Did you?
That's it. That's the only haven, and everybody's there right now. I don't know what to do. I just want to help.
Is the box at the post office yet?
No, it's shipped. The cookies are in the oven, my guy.
When did you
The
send
scones
it out?
have been dunked. What?
When did you send it out?
What day did I leave? I sent it the day I left.
Do you have the tracking number?
Yeah,
Send me the tracking number.
I did. I emailed it to you.
Text me the tracking number. I'm giving you.
Did your lines work all of a sudden? I'm dark. I'm on a podcast. I'm here. I'm there. I'm gone. I'm back.
Hold on.
Kyle,
I'll just hack into your
How do you
computer.
think? How do you
and get
think
the tracking
my
number
emotions
myself.
feel? I never know where you're going. I'm worried sick about you, and I don't know where the fuck you ever are. Now you're telling me I'm doing things wrong? I'm hurt, dude. I want to help, and I can't. I got flat feet. I couldn't join the military. There's a bunch of other reasons too, and my feet really aren't that flat. But we can get into that later. But still,
Can you check the tracking number and tell me where it's at?
Right now it says it's in Ohio. At a distribution center, which I assume it's going to be moving back around. I spent a lot of time in Texas, though. I don't know why.
How long?
I left on a Wednesday. It was there pretty well. I left late Wednesday and I did it after work, and it was a whole thing because I almost missed the post office, and that would have been a whole hassle. And I have to take it on the plane, which I didn't feel comfortable with. So Thursday it got to Texas, and then it was in Texas till Saturday, and then Sunday there's no mail, as you know, and then Monday it moved from Texas to Kansas, and now it's in Ohio. So I don't know. I assume it's going to you. Well, you can't tamper with mail once it's in that process. It's a federal crime.
We're clone.
So
Bentley is a clone assassin soldier. He do whatever he wants.
All right. Well, look, when we're done recording, because we still have a whole third segment to get to that we've just been meandering about. When we get done here, I can't even call the post office. They're closed. I'll send you the tracking number again. I'll send you all the information. I'll get on the phone with your mistress and try to get some contact information for you.
Don't talk to anybody else.
What do you mean? You told me, Kyle, do you remember after your first mission? And I'm sorry to put you on blast like this. Do you remember you got those passes? It was right before the embargo, the travel embargo from Cuba opened up again. You got those passes and you took us. You took all of us there. You took me, took Olive, you took, you even want to take Sergeant, and I said, don't. You took a bunch of people. A lot of people went. You took a bunch of us. And the government paid for it, and we went to Cuba. And do you remember what you said to me at the cabana? Do you have any recollection? I will not use her name for her own privacy, but I remember I've never seen... I want to cry thinking about it because it was so passionate. I remember you looking me dead in the eyes with a mojito in one hand and a Cuban cigar in the other. And I said something foul. I said something that I regret to this day about your mistress. And you looked me dead in the eyes, and you took in the one hand with the drink and the cigar, and you poked me in my chest, and you go, I fucking love that woman. I love that woman with every fiber of my being. And if I ever hear you talk slick about her again, I will beat your fucking face in. I will beat you till you'll look like Glenn from The Walking Dead. This was very topical at the time. And I feel off about it to this day.
I have something to tell you. I didn't go with you on that trip.
You bought the tickets!
I did buy the tickets, but I got food poisoning the day before, and I needed somebody to go in my place.
What did you get food poisoning on?
Cookies. They were spiked.
Who do you think spiked them? How do you know they were spiked?
But I was in the hospital for 30 days.
30 days?
So I sent Bentley in my stead.
That's impossible.
I sent Bentley in my stead.
We have to move on to the real third segment of the show. Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So Kyle, E3's come and gone pretty much. Nintendo has a thing, but I don't care. They don't exist to me anymore. What did you think? Let's do all of the Xbox stuff last, because I feel like that's for the audience. That's what matters the most. So, what did you think
of everything in general so far?
Everything in general that we've gotten from E3 this year. I'm just calling it E3. I know it's not, but whatever.
Yeah. A little lackluster.
Yeah, I haven't been blown away.
My stuff doesn't come until September, so.
What stuff?
The Assassin's Creed stuff.
Ah, I see.
They did a thing, and it's September is we're showing the next news of what's to come, which is going to be an Assassin's Creed 1 remake.
Really?
All right, they put out a roadmap, right? And the roadmap leads from now to September. But now, the weird thing about this roadmap is it's not like updates or like, oh, this is like games and stuff like that. It's like all the games.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I can't wait to hear Altair again.
So
I don't know why that always stuck with me.
June it has Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then Odyssey, and then July it says Origin, Syndicate, Unity, Rogue, and then August it says Black Flag 3, Revelations, Brotherhood 2, and September has Assassin's Creed. So people are like, why is this a roadmap? And you're going to announce something big in September, and it ends with Assassin's Creed 1. And supposedly there's an updated logo and like the fan kit that you can get during this event. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I actually consider picking that up. If it's cheap, it's not a $60 game, it's like a $40 game.
It's probably not going to be it's probably going to be 60.
Anyway, PlayStation. The only thing that PlayStation really had was the Last of Us remake. There's some Factions is going to be like, I don't know if it was confirmed, but Factions is going to be like its own thing. Apparently it's going to have its own story mode.
Well, not single player, standalone. Bigger than any game they made so far. Yeah,
and they're not going to put it on a PS4, and that bothers me.
Probably, yeah, it's probably not going to be on PS4.
Which sucks because no one can get a PS5 still, and I do not have the money for it. Anyway, that happened. Street Fighter 6. Ken's wife left him. Big fan of divorce over here. So good. But, like, PlayStation really didn't have anything that I wanted to see. Shrey apparently got shown a little bit. I don't know. Then there was Summer Game Days, or whatever it's called, or the gay days of summer, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is there anything there that happened? I don't even feel like I saw anything there.
Modern Warfare 2.
Oh my god. Alright, hold on. We gotta stop for a second, because when I saw Kyle over the weekend, this is a conversation that we genuinely had. Call of Duty, I'm not bringing up the list, but there's like 29 games that are just like in the lineage of Duty. And by the time you hit Call of Duty 4, it's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Right, Kyle?
Yeah.
You following me there, big boy?
Uh-huh.
And then it's Modern War, and then it was World at War, and then it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So we've gotten rid of the number. This isn't Call of Duty 6 at this point. It's just Modern Warfare 2. And then later on, they come out with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. Then they remastered the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign, and then they made Call of Duty Modern Warfare. No number, just Modern Warfare. And now there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and the only differentiating thing is that Modern Warfare 2, the one from like 2010, had the number 2, and this new one is Call of Duty Modern Warfare II. Why? There's like 7 Black Opses. Kyle, I looked into Kyle's eyes as he explained this to me, and I have never wanted to commit harm to myself more than in that exact moment. Because I was like, this is the most who is and I just hope it's good. I'm not going to play it, but I hope it's good. I want to move on from this.
Yeah.
What else, Kyle? Please.
I'm trying to think. Summer Games Fest.
There was that Alien Isolation game that looked cool, but then it was like an isometric game. I was like, okay.
That's nothing really too much.
It was just kind of whack.
Yeah.
Whack-a-dactyl. You want to just get right into the Xbox stuff?
Yeah.
I need to eat soon because I'm getting dizzy. Getting dizzy, Papa! All right. So the Xbox Bethesda show.
Yes.
I was with my family and not watching it live. I know you watched it live, and I'll be honest with you, Kyle, I fast-forward through a lot of it. But I have some notes. My notes actually just say Bethesda shit. Redfall, Kyle.
Yes.
I'm under the assumption that it is an open world game. It looks like Vampire Left 4 Dead, which is kind of cool, and the art style, like the way everything's kind of blocky, in a weird way, kind of reminds me of Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, I see that.
It looks fun with friends. That's about everything
Yeah.
I have to say on that.
I think all these are with Game Pass, by the way. So
Yes, everything was like Game Pass.
um,
Overwatch 2, nothing looks new.
you got a
There
date
is
for
a
that
junk
for open
woman?
beta.
You're in? You got into it?
No, open beta is this year or October.
I used to watch a girl on Twitch who would play it. It looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Nothing, like,
just
whatever.
a story mode now. That's it.
ESO. The only note I have here for Elder Scrolls Online is, how is this good and 76 isn't? Like, how do they figure that out?
They have a consistent lore and a good team to work on it.
Probably. Then I have Pete Hines teases Fallout stuff with the pit. I got really excited with the Trogs when they show the Trogs.
Yes. Which we
There
were
was
also
something I saw on
wrong
Twitter
with the release date for that because it didn't come out apparently.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? I was absolutely wrong. Thank you for bringing that up because I forgot. There's a discrepancy I have that I'm like 90% sure. I saw it on Twitter. I want to say I saw Mantis tweet it, that they're bringing the auto axe back for 76, but the auto axe wasn't invented until Asher, like something with Asher, I'm pretty sure. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably taking everything out of like content, whatever. It looks fine. I wish there was more to go off of. I don't understand why not Jeff Keighley, what's his name? Major Nelson or Larry Hurt, whatever the guy's name is, made me have to look at a really poorly rendered version of Vin Diesel. I'm upset about that. With Ark, there's an H.R. Geiger game. Ark 2, baby! There's an H.R. Geiger looking game called Scorn that looks kind of fun, kind of neat.
I think there was a game like that. That's not like the first of that game, I think, if I recall. I could be wrong.
Okay. I mean, you know what we're really going for here. You know what the big ticket item is on this one. Sea of Thieves, this isn't the big ticket item. Looks like it could be fun. You can name your ships, be the captain. It probably won't be fun. It'll probably have small fixes. Sea of Thieves is a fine game. If you're into it, it's a good time to spend with friends. It is a micro-manage to hell game. If you like that, fine. I don't see a point in leveling my character up ever because I don't feel like I'm getting stronger. Everything is cosmetic. Will I play it again? Probably for a few hours. I have a friend who wants to play with us, Kyle. So, the big ticket. The big mamma jamma. Your mother in a swimsuit. I'm sorry. The big juicy bit of content. Starfield. I don't think we got a date for it.
It just said next year.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's November of next year.
I don't think so.
To be completely honest. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's going to be early next year.
You think so? Why?
I just have a feeling. I don't know.
So
it just feels like it's an early year game.
I read on Twitter. There's one thing I want to talk about before we get into all this stuff, because I just wanted to, I don't think people pay attention, Kyle, and this bothers me. And maybe it just bothers me because I'm paying attention for Fallout stuff. But hey, pal, how many times on this show have we said we're not getting Fallout 5 until the end of this decade?
A lot.
Okay. I keep seeing all over Twitter, everyone's like, wow, like Kotaku, I keep seeing, we're most likely not getting Fallout 5 until 2030. What did you think? Mm-hmm. Did you, I think, genuinely, I think it's because a lot of people's entry point was 4 and Skyrim to Bethesda games.
Yeah.
And then shortly after Skyrim was ESO, shortly after 4 was 76. And they said when 76 was first coming out, they wanted to support 76 for as long as possible. So why would they not want to support it as long as possible and make you wait? I am starting to think less and less like we're getting, we're going to be getting remakes, remasters of 3 in New Vegas. I doubt we'll ever get them. Whatever. Play them on your PC. Play them on Xbox. It is what it is. It sucks. I know I wanted it. I know you wanted it. But what are you going to do? Also, people are like, oh my god, Fallout 5 confirmed! And it's like, this is a studio that makes 3 games at this point. Elder Scrolls, Starfield, and Fallout. What do you mean confirmed? They said it last year. They're like, we're working on Elder Scrolls, and we have an idea of what we want to do for Fallout.
I don't think they said anything about Fallout last year.
They did. I remember it. They were like, we are in pre-production.
Of a game.
This is the only thing that lights up my...
I don't think they confirmed
This is the only...
But now we got confirmed.
This is the only thing that lights up. It's not even a confirmation. It's the way projects work. That's what I think is so wild.
Confirmation from a studio head.
No, I get that, but it's not like it's Nintendo, where it's like, here's a bunch of properties we have, and all of these, like Metroid... It took them how many years? The Metroid Prime 5 or 4 or whatever it is, Nintendo announced on Twitter 4 or 5 years ago, and then just you never heard anything about it. We got Dread out of nowhere. Like Star Fox. When was the last Star Fox game? We got Pikmin. Like Nintendo has all of these games. Bethesda has 3 of them. Do you really think that they're going to work on something new and then not go back to... Fallout 4 made more money, I don't want to say more money than Skyrim, but it made an egregious amount of money. And like, the other day was the anniversary of the first time we got to hear the voice protagonist say, "Let's go, pal." It was the 7-year anniversary, and we're not going to see another Fallout title for at least another 7 years. Kyle, I'll have kids. Isn't that nuts to think about? I'll most likely have a child that has half of my problems and half of its mother's problems inside of it, and then that kid has to figure those things out. And when it's like, "Hey, Dad, I know you're back for the weekend. I don't know why it took you that long to get milk and cigarettes, but could you look at me for 10 minutes? And I look at him and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my sight. Papa Todd has blessed us with Fallout 5. This is the reason I'm alive. If you weren't here and this sucks, I'd fucking kill myself. I would. No one's going to stop me. But now you're here. Now I have to take care of you." Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I read it and I was like, that's wild. That's wild that nobody thought Fallout 5 was going to be a thing. Sorry. Starfield looks like a Bethesda game studio game. It looks like it, like in the best way possible from everything they showed. I might have it behind me. I don't know if Microsoft and Bethesda is going to be bad and not let me do it. I might. I don't know. It's got No Man's Sky's mining. There's pirates, which I got really excited for.
Not colorful No Man's Sky.
Yeah, like you could ride your ship around. There's jetpacks. There's New Atlantis looks like a really cool city for like the 2 seconds they show it off. Mm-hmm. Hearing dialogue gets me ready to party. I have written down here. Yeah, there's no voice protagonist, and I'm very happy about that. I hope Bethesda never puts a voice protagonist in a game ever again. I would probably complain less about Fallout 4. I'd probably go back and play Fallout 4 again if there wasn't a voice protag.
It's probably a mod that just disables it.
Probably. You know how I feel about mods. The cities... So I think I have it written down later in my notes, but there's a real problem I have with this so far. Do I not have a 6-page? Oh, I guess I only have 5. I thought I had 6 pages of notes. Bethesda, Todd Howard has said there is 4 major cities, right?
Right.
But there's 1,000 planets to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Who thinks that's fun? Who wants 1,000 planets to explore?
It depends on the planets, I think. It depends on...
Like...
If it's... What's the word I'm trying to think of? It can't...
A lot of it is procedurally generated.
I don't think it is. Did he say that?
Well, there has to be... I listened to the beginning of an IGN interview with the dude who, like, interviews Todd Howard every other year. I can't think of his name. And, like... He said, "Oh, it's probably procedural," and they make a point in the trailer where he's like, some of the planets are Goldilocks planets, meaning like everything is perfect on them. Some of them have nothing. So, like, think about it. There is at least 1,000 planets. 300 of them are going to be desolate nothingness.
Yeah, I don't think it's
like
procedural.
That's a third.
I don't see them doing that because it's a Bethesda game.
But even if it's not procedural, it has to be cookie cutter in some way. It has to be like there has to be 6 types of planet.
Because there's the whole thing of like you can land on any part of the planet, and it's like, all right, what if I land here and there's nothing there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like I don't think I heard somebody talk about
how big are these planets?
Procedural. It's probably humongous. Let's be honest. The procedural thing, like
Arena.
I don't think it's like. I don't think for a Bethesda game that they wanted to be like, yeah, everything's so different from everybody else's playthrough. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they made the planet maybe where you find stuff on the planet might be different, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't see them ever doing a No Man's Sky.
I keep seeing the argument. I keep seeing the argument that like most of the planets will probably be used for DLC. Like, this is a vacant planet. You might already have it. Like, and then they'll populate it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fine. But at the same time, it's like hundreds of solar systems or star systems.
100.
Thousands of planets. Like, what? Just, okay. I want to explore this world. Like, watching this kind of got me excited again. It kind of gave me that feeling of, like, the fact that everyone instantly was like, don't go with the Crimson Fleet. They're the bad guys. They're the pirates. My first thought was, I'm going with the Crimson Fleet. They're the bad guy. They're the pirates.
Part of me hopes it's also not, like, goofy in a way. Like
it's kind of more on the serious side.
Yeah, like, it's not like Fallout where it's like, we're sometimes serious, but we're also very wacky. And, like, I don't want that. I don't want an Outer Worlds, you know what I mean? I want a, like, hey, we want to explore, like, you're an explorer. You want to explore space and the planets and stuff like that. And, like, shit's going down and, like, you know, choose your sides. And
I mean, the character customization looks really decent for what it is. It's still a Bethesda game. Like, I want to see this. This is the first game they're building on Creation Engine 2. So I kind of want to see, like, what that looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The pluses and the minuses for your character look incredible. The way there's like optional stats, the way you upgrade your stuff. I like how it's patches. Like, it looks like it's patches on a space suit.
Yeah.
You know, I like that type of stuff. The crafting system I'm not big on. Todd's like, there's a crafting system. I'm like, I don't.
Big. It's going to be major for a lot of things.
Give me a gun. Just, I don't have time to scavenge. When it's something like Fallout 4, I could kind of deal with it, but I just like that aesthetic more. This one I'm waiting to see. The building outpost looks better than building in 4 because it seems like it gives you like an overhead view of the area and you're not controlling it as your character.
Right.
And if like that, I'm super into. You can build your ship. And you can fly your own ship, and I want to see how that works. I want to see how that works in a Bethesda Game Studios game.
I have a feeling that, because he said no seamless flying, so I think you go to a planet and pick a surface and you load into the planet by flying it. Like, it will fly in a cutscene into a planet and land.
Yeah.
And you get out of it.
But you could land anywhere on the planet. Like, I don't want to have to gather fuel like No Man's Sky.
I don't think it's going to have that. I mean, you can hire a crew too. Like, that's another thing is, like, you have your own crew.
That's a really cool feature. Like, I really hope this game opens up the possibility for you to really play your own character.
Yeah.
Really role play. Because I really want to be a space pirate. Like, I really want to like this game. My only thing is when I hear things like crafting system, thousands of planets, I like, my brain disconnects because I'm just like, it's too big. Like, it's too Skyrim. I remember playing Skyrim and just hitting a point where I was like, I'm just going to hit every single dungeon, like every little cave that I could go into. I'm just going to do that. Like, and that to me is fun. Like, just that exploration is fun. But like, is this going to be the type of game where I do one playthrough? And it's like, I put my 300 hours into it and I walked away.
Probably. I mean,
or is this going to be...
I did that with 4. There was nothing to do in 4 after you do it one time.
That's what I don't understand, how everybody loves 4 so much. I beat 4 one time. I put an amount of time into it and I walked away and went, cool, let me know when the DLC comes out. Like, I don't know. It's a Game Pass game, though. It's only on Xbox. And I really want to know how that's going to play out because... I don't think Elder Scrolls will be only on Xbox. I sure shit don't think Fallout will only be on Xbox.
I really don't think they will.
They're so big. Why would you not want to make all of the money?
Yeah, I don't think they are going to be. It's too big of a name brand to be like, yeah, now it's only, you can't play it, PlayStation people that you love the series so much.
Yeah, and I get that, like, I still think, I listen to this podcast and they're always saying that like they're going to put Game Pass on PlayStation, but they're not going to put Game Pass on PlayStation where it's like, here's all of our indie stuff and like all this other stuff that isn't that.
And their new subscription base, it's not, the Game Pass will never come to PlayStation.
You really don't think it'll ever be there?
Game Pass is a Game Pass thing that's drawing all people to Xbox. Why don't they will never put it on another console?
I don't see why not. Like
because
if
it draws everybody to Xbox.
Yeah, but PlayStation, that you can have Game Pass on a PlayStation and Xbox. You don't have to purchase an Xbox, and Microsoft is going to make money.
But they still want you to buy an Xbox. That's the whole big thing.
Yeah, of course they do. But like, that's the thing is, if I know that somebody in their house can have a PlayStation 5 and you can, like, if they made it where you could play certain games, because it wouldn't be like, I'm trying to think of a gamepad, like Alone in the Woods. It would be shit that only Microsoft owns. So they might put like the Master Chief Collection. They might put like Gears of War. It's like, yeah, you could play this on PlayStation. Here's 30 games that are Xbox exclusive that you can play on PlayStation. You like these? You want more? You want even a bigger selection? Buy an Xbox. But if not, we'll take your $15 a month, and we didn't sell you anything. Because console sales don't really amount to anything. PlayStation makes like $30 a console. So why not just say, hey, you know what? If I can make money on PlayStation and I don't have to shell out hardware, I don't have to manufacture anything, why not put Game Pass on PlayStation?
Because they want you to buy the hardware.
I understand that, but I'm saying they make
console
they
wars
make
don't
all of,
exist.
no, I'm not. They make all of the money.
We still live in a world where console wars are still a thing. Like, Xbox is going to stick with Xbox. They're not going to put in another console that they have rivalry with. Like, it will always be like...
I don't see why not. I want you to remember this when it happens. When it happens, I want you to remember this conversation.
Okay.
Episode 206. Because they want to put Game Pass on Switch. Why not put it on everything? It's already on PC. It's on your phone. It's on your Switch. It's on your fucking Apple Watch. You're going to get it on your diabetes treatment thing that you prick your finger and check your... Yeah, I could play... on your Samsung fridge, I could play Tetris Effect on my fucking grandfather's dialysis machine. Put it on PlayStation. Like... I don't know. E3 this year kind of came and went. I didn't really care about it. I also think it's just... Now we're really starting to see the effects of COVID. I don't know if you sent it to me or I saw it on line or on Twitter. There was like a stalker thing that was like, hey, 100 and something days ago, we were bombed on our own soil. The game is taking longer than I'd like. And it was like, yeah, dude, take your time. Yeah. It is what it is. So like, that was one that I was looking forward to, but we ain't seeing that again for at least another 2 years. I really feel like now we're starting to see all of the effects of COVID take place. Mm-hmm. So... Do you have anything you'd like to say about the games that we saw this year?
I would just say for Starfield, I need to see more combat because like that combat was kind of boring to me.
I thought it looked fun. I remember writing down the gunplay looks fun. What happened to that?
I don't understand why no one freaking zooms in when you shoot. Like, don't go and then be like missing all the shots. Like, zoom in. Like, I don't work. Yeah. I don't know. It just looked weird. I don't know. Like, the combat doesn't look appealing to me. I got to see like it. Like, they also were horrible at shooting freaking bugs and shit. Yeah. But
everyone was like level 1.
Yeah.
Level 2. I think if this is shaping up to be like a real RPG, which I'm already getting the feeling that it isn't because everybody was like, don't join the Crimson Fleet, don't join the Crimson Fleet, don't join the Crimson Fleet, don't join the Crimson Fleet in the thing. I want to do a full pacifist run, like just out the gate, do a full pacifist run and just join the Crimson Fleet and just put my charisma stat all the way up, walk into a place and go, I hate you, give me money, and then they do that, and then I walk out. I don't know if that'll happen. Right. I hope this feels more like the way I wanted the Outer Worlds to feel. The Outer Worlds feels fleshed out, but I feel like it's missing something. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but, you know, also I was afraid of robots the whole time.
Same.
So, and heights. Which I like. I like that you can,
be like afraid of things. I spec'd into 2 stats that didn't matter that whole game.
Really? That sucks.
Medicine and
Hey, if it makes you feel any better.
didn't matter towards the end of the game, so...
Really? Why? Because you were afraid of robots?
No, because the choices at the end of the game were, like, charisma-based, and it was like, okay, well, I guess I can't do anything else.
I guess
Charisma
I'll
or
go fuck
lockpick,
myself.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, hacking or something.
Well, remember I couldn't hack that one end thing?
Yeah, which
I feel like I just spoiled
changes
it.
the whole ending.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a fine game. It's just not for me. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say.
Yeah, same.
If you've enjoyed the program, thanks for sticking around. My name's been Vince. This is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Your name, sir?
Oh, Kyle, I went,
Kyle, how many times? Whatever. If you've enjoyed the intro music, it's by Shane Ivers. You can get all of his music at silvermansounds.com/free music for all of his songs. Throw in that /Featherduster and get the intro song. Join the Discord. Thank you to the Patreon. There's also the Redbubble where you can help out in a small monetary way. I love you. I hope you're well. I hope you're waiting for some games to come out. I love you, and I appreciate you, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody. Okay. Atomic Radio Hour Podcast. A Ghoulman Entertainment production.